Okay, today I'm going to uncomplicate a topic that's not so fucking complicated. You ready? I'm probably gonna uncomplicate something that a lot of you have been going to counseling for months or even years. One of the most common questions. How do I know when I should leave a relationship, where the relationship is no longer salvageable? This is not a complicated question or answer. When a relationship gets to the point where you cannot stop arguing and bickering, and the relationship is no longer fun, and you do not see any way in the foreseeable decade where you guys can reset the energy between you two, where you don't see any way to stop arguing or bickering, it's time to fucking go. That's the bottom line here. Listen, the decision-to-be relationship is always emotional. It's not intellectual. And if there is no way if you do not see any foreseeable way for you or your partner to reset that energy between you two, where you can finally stop fucking arguing, bickering, it's time to fucking go. But you have an opportunity within that, okay? There is always a way. That's the final little, jackpot advice here. There is always a way. You know what the way is? The world is going to show up and respond at the level that you show up. The world is going to respond at the level that you present yourself. So if you find a way to hit your own emotional reset button, the other person has to respond in accordance. It's fucking amazing. When you feel great simply because you can, it's impossible to argue with somebody who's not willing to argue with you. For example, you get to a point where you're just like so in your own zone where the other person can try to push your buttons. This is a real thing. Just because your counselor can't fucking do it does not mean it's not possible. You get to the point where you feel so fucking good with your own true emotional reset button where the other person can try and push your buttons and say, you know what, I feel fucking great. So if you want to be miserable, keep doing that. As a matter of fact, why don't you try and go for a new world record, a new ultimate best as far as your newest level of misery? Try and do that. But I feel great. I'm going to go, take a walk, have lunch, whatever that is, and I'll come back later. Maybe you'll be ready to be a normal person. It's impossible to argue with somebody who's not willing to argue with you. So if you can find your own way, which you can because it is a biological potentiality in all of us, to hit your own emotional reset button, all of a sudden the other person cannot argue with you anymore. And that's what gives a relationship a chance. But your counselor's not going to teach you that because they don't fucking know. 99.999% of them. Remember, understanding about what's wrong is not telling you what's right or how to fucking fix it. Any counselor therapist can tell you what's wrong with the relationship. Can they tell you actually how to fix it? If they can't, you better find somebody else. Anyway, just giving you common sense stuff here, but ultimately the enjoyability, the emotional stability of the relationship has to be sacred. And when it no longer is, and there's no possible way to get back there, then it's time to fucking leave. But the good news is there's always a way for you to get back there so you can lead the relationship in the direction you ultimately want to go. Have a beautiful day. I just simplified probably 20 years of counseling. Take care.